Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
We are ready, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Ready. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Satcidananda Govinda Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 26, Loka number 33 and 34. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Shubhodaya to all of you. We'll start with the prayers. Om Jnanativrandasya Jnananjana Salakayam Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadharini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev हरि राम संकीर्तन की जाय। गृह करो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाय। Who can display text, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat.
Can you display the text? No.
Yes, Prabhuji. Given right, Prabhu, you can do that.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You can share, Prabhu. You can share.
1 minute, Prabhu. I'll share through mobile, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll just start reading, Prabhuji, from my mobile.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Nyasam Tado Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayashabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandakopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindaya Namo Namaha Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 26, text number 32 and 33. Description of various hills. So today we are going to read 32 and 33. Hare Krishna. Ye tu ihava anagaso aranye gramava vaishram bhaktir upasitan upa vishrambaya iti vishnu sula sutra dishu paparot protan क्रीडानागतया यदायन्ति ते अपि च प्रेतया यमा यदानासु सुरादिषु प्रोत्थामानाक्षुत्भयम् Chavihata Kanka Vatadibis Tejas Tatas Stigma Tundair Ahanyamana Atma Samalam Smaranti. Translation by His Divine A.C. Bhakti Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this life, some people give shelter to animals and birds that come to them for protection in the village or forest, and often making them believe that they will be protected. Such people pierce them with lances or threads and play with them like toys, giving them great pain. After death, such people are brought by the assistant of Yamaraja to the hell known as Sulaprota, where their bodies are pierced with sharp needle-like lances. They suffer from hunger and thirst, and sharp beaked birds such as vultures and herons come and them from all sides to tear at their bodies. Tortured and suffering, they can then remember the sinful activities they committed in the past. Text number 33. ये तु इहा वै भूतानि उद्भिजयन्ति नरा उल्बन स्वभावा यत दण्डसुखस्ते अपि प्रेत्य नरके दण्डसुखाख्यः निवर्तन्ति यत्र रूप दण्डसुख पञ्चमुख सप्तमुख उपसृत्य ग्रसन्ति यत विलेशयान्. Translation by Divine Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who in this life are like envious serpents, always angry and giving pain to others living entities, fall after death into the hell known as Dandasukha. My dear king, in this hell there are serpents with 5 or 7 hoods. These serpents eat such sinful person just as snakes eat mice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnanativrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Takshuru Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langete Girim Yat Kurvadabham Bande Shri Guru Deenadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Yudapata Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakradatum Sargana Raghunata Ambitam Samsadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sargana Veda Shri Vishaka Vidam Chaha Desi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are going to hear the description of 2 hells. One is hell called Sulaprota and is Dandasukha. So what we can learn spiritual lesson from these 2 texts is very, very important. The spiritual lesson, first lesson we can learn from this 32 text. His first lesson is cruelty to helpless being is given is a grave sin. So those who betray the trust of innocent animal or birds face intense suffering after death. That's what today text is explaining. Sulaprota. So the solution for this, how to escape from this hell, Sulaprota, is compassion, daya. is one of the most important divine qualities in both human and spiritual life. That's why we don't eat meat. In four-legged pencil, we don't eat because it we're not compassion means we eat meat. So this is the first lesson. The cruelty to helpless being is a grave sin. The second lesson is the Lord justice is perfect. So as we explained before class also, that also too hell. So the hellish planets are not created for out of cruelty, but out of the Lord mercy to reform the soul and make it realize the result of sinful acts. So everything mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, if you commit this sin, we'll go to this hell. Instead of committing sin, we have to avoid committing sin so that we can progress in our spiritual life. The third lesson is all living beings are children of God. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. He said he said in everyone's heart. So, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, 18 sloka, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Astine Sunichaiva Sapakesha Pandita Samadarshana. So, Pandita Samadarshana means a wise person sees all being, human or animal or bird, with an equal vision. This is called Pandita Samadarshana. Not only devotee, even the animal. When Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing Vrajamatal Parikrama in Mathura, all the disciples saw the pigs, very dirty pigs. They were chasing away the pigs. They are also coming, joining the group. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati stop this nonsense activity. He said they are all Chaturbhuja form. So you can see the Chaturbhuja form even in the animal is called Pandita Samadarshanaha. One time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, when he was in Mayapur, he was crying by looking up in the sky. So all the disciples asked, my dear Prabhupada, why you are crying? See, in the heavenly planet, not people are not chanting the holy name. They're just enjoying the sense gratification. When they'll get to Krishna Prem, so you can see the upper planetary system from here. That is the power of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So all living beings are children of God. So we should be compassionate to all the living beings, not only human, even for the animals. So the next lesson is Ahimsa. Non-violence leads to purification. That's the reason when you come to in ISKCON movement, we say, don't eat meat, don't kill animals, because it is non-violent. Ahimsa leads to purification. When we protect rather than the harm others, our heart becomes pure and we attract divine mercy. That's the reason we even protect the nature also. That is also Krishna's creation. That's a Vidya Vinaya Sampani, Brahmani, Gavi. The summary of this spiritual lesson, the hell Siloprota teaches us that betrayal of trust and cruelty towards helpless creatures leads to painful consequences. Instead, by practicing kindness, non-violence, and compassion, one becomes dear to the Lord and uplifts all around. That's the reason Lord Buddha appeared to kill animal sacrifice. Is a and the movement is non-violence, ahimsa movement. So here the key lessons what we can learn from this translation. Lesson from the description Sulapurta hell for animal cruelty. This specifically created for animal cruelty. The key lesson, first lesson is never betray trust, even of animal or on birds or human. So those innocent animals approach us with faith, seeing us as a protector. To harm or deceive them is a greatest sin and leads to severe reaction. That's what we learned. So what we have to do? Be honest, kind, and trustworthy in all relationships, not only with the animal, even with the human being, we should be very honest. Relationship with all the animals or and the human beings. So next key lesson, what you can learn is cruelty brings suffering. So compassion brings peace. So cruelty brings suffering, compassion brings peace. So Rupa says hurting any living being causes pain not only to them but also binds us in karma. Any pain to the animals or to the human being, it binds us in karma cycle. So showing the mercy to others pleases the Lord. It's called daya. So how to come out from this? Practice daya, compassion. The foundation of spirituality is daya. So we can see from uh, our sixth Goswami life and teaching. Every day, Sanatana Goswami used to go to all the villages, ask for well-being. How are you? How is your parents? How is your relatives? How is your health? He is very compassionate. All full Brajamandala used to roam just to ask the well-being of other Brajavasis. So suddenly they say Baba, Babaji. The next key lesson from this purport, from the translation, animals and birds are also God's children. Vidya Sampani. So as we know in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya Vidasanni Vishnu, the Lord resides in the heart of every living being. Ishwaram Sarvabhuta, Hrideshu Adhyana Tishtati, 1861. So Krishna resides in everyone's heart, even the birds, all the animals. So to harm them is to offend the Lord Himself. Should not harm any animal or any human being. The lesson is all see all the creatures and with an equal vision. Sama darshanaha, Pandita Sama darshanaha. So in this way, we can learn this lesson from this translate this text. So the next key lesson is hellish planets are not out of revenge but correction to reform the conditioned soul. As a result, different hellish planets are created. So Yamaraja servants take sinful souls to hellish region not to punish eternally, but to reform them. The hellish planet are not for depends on our sinful reaction. We go to different hellish planet, and different time we will stay in hellish planet, and will get reformed and take birth to take another body to enjoy or suffer in this material world. So, but to reform them to help them realize their wrong actions. But we forget again do the same mistake. So the lesson is every pain in the life an opportunity to correct ourselves and reform and return to the path of dharma. So we also get undergoes many karmic reaction. So that's what Prabhupada said. Every pain in this life an opportunity to correct ourselves. So something we are getting pain means some karmic reaction. So we have to accept it. We have to go through the pain. Pray to the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and return to the path of dharma. That's what we can learn lesson from this point. And the fifth key lesson is deceptive enjoyment leads to degradation. So playing with, that's what in translation mentioned, playing with helpless beings for entertainment shows a heart hardened by the ignorance. We say many circus people, they train people, they just torture them. They will all go to this kind of hellish planets. So true joy comes from serving, not exploiting. In this material world, not only they exploiting the animal, even exploiting the human being. Yeah. So their ticket to this Sulapurta English land is guaranteed. So true joys come from serving, not exploiting. So the lesson is replace sense enjoyment with service attitude. So when you have this kind of mood of discipline enjoyment, that means you have to replace sense enjoyment with service attitude, serving others. So the next key lesson is Ahimsa is our compassion is the ornament of true devotee or Krishna devotee. Is a true ornament. Ahimsa. So Srimad Bhagavatam says 7:15, 18, Sarva Bhute Ito Rataha. Sarva Bhuta Ito Rataha means the devotee are always engaged in the welfare of all living beings, entities. Even when Prabhupada, the disciple, was sharing the pastime, when Prabhupada was having prasadam in Washington D.C., when he was feeding even to the ant the prasadam. So he was so compassionate. This is what Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. The devotee are always engaged in welfare of all living entities. That is the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. Even his father also giving food to rats in his shop. What lesson we can learn from this? Protecting all being is part of Bhakti Yoga. Soham sarvabhuteshu. Even something we have to feed to even the birds. In the summertime, even our Prime Minister said you have to keep some water in the terrace so that bird can drink some water. Even animals can drink water. So protecting all being is part of is the Bhakti Yoga. The essence is the way we treat those weaker, the way we treat those weaker than us reveals our true spiritual consciousness. How we treat others, it shows our spiritual, how we advance in spiritual consciousness. A very, very important lesson. So the way we treat those weaker than us reveals our true spiritual consciousness. How we advance, how we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. So let your heart be safe shelter for every creature, and your life will naturally become a place of divine protection and grace. That's Sarvabhavam Sarvabhuteshu. That's what you can learn from this text number 32. We'll go to 33 text. This is very, very important text. So this is Dandasukha hell. It is mentioned the description of Dandasukha, hell for the envious and angry person. The key lesson is envy and anger destroys one peace and future. Envy and anger destroys one peace and future. So here mentioned people who behave like serpents, always angry, criticizing others, or hurting others, carry poison in their hearts. They are like a snake. So a devotee should learn to control anger and cultivate humility. When you don't cultivate humility, you always be angry with others or other living beings. So the very, very important message from this text 33. The next lesson is hurting others out of envy leads to suffering. How? Just as snakes bite without cause, they just bite. Envious people cause pain to others out of jealousy or hatred. This is called hurting others. So instead of comparing or competing destructively, learn to rejoice in others' success. In this way, we can come out from this hurting others. Rejoice, learn to rejoice in others' success. We have to appreciate others' success. In this way, we can come out from the envious nature and we can avoid to go to hell, Danta Sukha. Third key lesson we can learn is the reaction matches the action. That's called avkarma. Reaction matches the action. So those who give pain to others are made to feel the same pain in return. So we know every action there is an opposite reaction, equal and opposite reaction. Oh, this is not cruelty, but divine justice meant for correction. So everything what we are suffering, it is because of our own karma, not by others. Because suffering our own karma. So it is all everything with divine arrangement and meant for our correction. So the lesson is every action has a reaction. Always choose kindness, for it returns multiplied. We have to be kind to each and every living beings. The fourth lesson is anger blinds intelligence. That we can learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. When one becomes angry or envious, reason and peace disappear automatically. So, just like a fire, Prabhupada gave analogy in Srimad Bhagavatam, just like a fire burns the very hand that ignites it. When you are firing, like we know the recently the bus accident happened, 20 people burned to death. Fire is so powerful. So, anger also is like a fire. So, when become angry or envious, the reason peace disappears. Just like a fire burns the very hand that ignites it. That is the power of anger. So what you have to do? Practice tolerance. Tikshava Karunika. Sugurdam Sarva Dehina. So how to come out from this kind of situation? Practice tolerance. Titikshava. And forgiveness to keep the mind calm and clear. Always You say, forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. So you have to remember which is required for to develop or advance in Krishna consciousness. So the main point is practice tolerance, titikshava, and forgiveness to keep the mind calm and clear. So angry brain, intelligence. The next lesson is Prabhupada says a devotee heart must be free from envy. A devotee's heart must be free from envy. So Srila Prabhupada says the real bhakti begins when envy ends. The real bhakti begins when envy ends. So the spiritual life means seeing every soul as a servant of Krishna. Maybe they have different body, maybe different consciousness, but they are all servant of Krishna. Not as a rival or threat. So the devotee heart must be free from envy. The fifth lesson. So the sixth lesson is the Lord justice is ultimately merciful. To correct ourselves, to correct us, the Krishna created, Lord created many, many hells. So the Danda Sukha hell is not eternal punishment. It meant to help the soul realize the pain caused to others and reform. Every hell is created to reform our reformers. So the Lord is fair, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. He gives everyone a chance to learn, correct, and rise again. Like a baby, we have to rise again. We fall, sometimes we fall, try to catch hold of some stick or some pillar or some support. We have to rise again. So the Lord justice is ultimately merciful to each and every living being. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, chapter 16, text number 18, Ahankaram balam dharvam kamam krodam cha samsitaha dhambenaivabi yuktaha bhoga grihita asuraha. So the demonic, possessed by pride, anger, and false ego, hate others and falls down into the darkness. That is a Danda Sukha hell. This is all demonic quality. Become a pride, become anger, become a false ego personality, and hate others is all demonic quality. Those who have this quality, they'll go to direct to this Danda Sukha hell. The essence of this text is so when we poison others with envy and anger, we drink the first drop of that poison ourselves. So as a fire burned our own hand, when we poison others with envy and anger, we drink the first drop that poison ourselves. So let us, instead of, we become gentle, grateful, and Krishna consciousness, so that our heart become a place of peace and non-venom. The poison, that's the reason we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The poison is there in our heart, in our tongue. By chanting the holy name, the poison comes out. So what is the solution? How to come out avoid to go this kind of Dandasukha, Sulaprota hills, the various hills mentioned in this chapter, following the Vaishnava principles. What are the Vaishnava principles? Eating prasadam. No, it is three very important principles in Vaishnava. That is the only solution to come out from this hellish life. That is Jivadaya, Namaruchi, and Vaishnava Seva. By this thing, we can come out from this kind of hellish condition of life. So Jivadaya means compassion to all living beings. Daya Sarvabhuteshu, show mercy to all living entities. Srimad Bhagavatam 7, Canto 7, chapter 15-24 says, Jivadaya means showing kindness and compassion to all living beings, humans, animals, birds, even plants. So when you go to Govardhan, many devotees planted trees around Govardhan Hill. They're, they're protecting the trees. That is recognizing that every soul is part and parcel of Krishna. It's called Jiva Daya. How to practice in our life? Avoid harming any living entities. Ahimsa. The second is help others in their material and spiritual lives. Whatever we can do, we can help others in material and spiritual life. And main important point is share Krishna consciousness. The real compassion is to give the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The lesson is true mercy is not just feeding the body, but enlightening the soul with Krishna's name and love. This is true Jivadaya. Not only feeding the body, but enlightening the soul with the Krishna's name and Krishna's love. Krishna pray. This is Jivadaya. The second is Namaruchi. We have Ruchi for other things, but Namaruchi is very, very less. Actually, for me, you are all very great devotees. I'm talking about myself. So Namaruchi means taste for the holy name. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevala. The holy name is the only solution to avoid all this problem. So chanting the holy name it will protect from all the dangers. So Ramaruchi means developing a genuine taste, love, and attachment for chanting the holy name of the Lord. Namaruchi means developing genuine taste. Like Yashoda Maya, always remembering Krishna. Nanda Baba, when I was reading the chapter, when Nanda Baba, when Uddhava visits Vrindavana, he just remembering Krishna's Leela and started crying. How so attached with to Krishna. So Namaruchi means developing genuine love, genuine taste, love, and attachment for chanting the holy name, the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. How to practice? Chant attentively every day. And every day I have to read Namamrita, very compilation of the whole glories of the holy name. Every day I have to read one paragraph Namamrita. Hear the glories of the holy name. And Main important, avoid offenses, namaparada. So the lesson is when the heart is cleansed by compassion and humility, the taste of Krishna's holy name naturally awakens. We are not getting the taste to chant the holy name because still we are contaminated in our heart. So when the heart is cleansed by compassion and humility, the taste of Krishna's holy name naturally awakens. Even see, even Haridas Thakur, he was chanting in the cave, chanting every day 392 rounds. Even he was living with a snake in the cave. All other devotees were so fearful, but he was not fearful because he was having Krishna in his heart. Even he is seeing snake as a living being, Krishna in this even snake also. And afterwards, the snake left from the cave. That's a different story. So when you develop compassion, humility, the taste for Krishna's holy name naturally awakens. Next is final lesson how to come out from this kind of danger condition is Vaishnava Seva, service to the devotee. Yasta prasada, Bhagavat prasada, yasta prasada, nagadiko topi. By pleasing the devotee, one pleases the Lord. Yasta prasada, Bhagavat prasada, yasta prasada, nagadiko topi. Serving the devotee of Krishna is the highest expression of love for Krishna. That's what we serve Srila Prabhupada, we serve our Guru Maharaj, we serve great Vaishnava spiritual masters, because devotee are most dear to Krishna. That's the reason. By serving Krishna, the devotee means we are serving Krishna. So serving devotee of Krishna is the highest expression of love for Krishna. Okay, how to practice it? You should always offer respect with the gratitude and assistance to the devotee. Become a servant of the devotee of Lord. Brittasya brittas parisaraka britta britya. Like Krishna says, become a servant of a servant of servant of a servant of the Lord. And how to practice it? Avoid offenses and criticism. Vaishnava Parada. You should totally avoid offense and criticism. So we have to serve the devotee with the humility, whether by words, action, or thoughts. You should never offend devotee, even by words or thoughts. But will not give us a taste for chanting the holy name of Lord. The lesson what we can learn from this, so Krishna is pleased most when his devotee are served with love and humility. So the essence of all three Vaishnava, the principle is Jivadaya, Namaruchi, and Vaishnava Seva. Chaitanya Charitamrita mentioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jivadaya, Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva, Ei Dharma Sarvasara. Ei Dharma Sarvasara. These three are the essence of all religion. These three are the essence of all religion, is mentioned Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ei Dharma Sarvasara. Ei Dharma Sarvasara. So we'll try to practice all this Vaishnava principle. The summary table of these three principles is Jivadaya means compassion to all living. How to practice it? Share Krishna's message and protect others' life. Result is purifies the heart from envy when you become Jiva Daya. The second is Namuruchi. Meaning taste for chanting. How to practice it? Chant sincerely and attentively. What is the result? Awakens love for Krishna. What else you want? We are working in the moment. We are serving the moment only for awakened love for Krishna. But it is not natural for us. We have to do our sadhana bhakti. Next is Vaishnava Seva, meaning service to devotee. How to practice it? Respect, assist, glorify the devotee. What is the result? Gains Krishna's mercy. Haribo. In this way, we practice the Vaishnava principle, and we can go back to Krishna in this life only. That's what Prabhupada promises. You just practice what I wrote the book for all of you. Just practice and teach others. In this way, one can go back to Krishna in this life only. So I'll conclude with Akranam of Srimad Bhagavata. Anyway, I shared before also. I want to share once again. Akranam of Bhagavatam. What the Bhagavatam can give us. The first letter is B is Bhakti. That's what we can learn from many purport from Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Bhagavatam can give three kinds of knowledge. That's what we main is Sambandha, Abhijaya, and Prayojana. So when we read sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, we get Sambandha Jnana, connection with Krishna. Next is, so in the even each and every text of Srimad Bhagavatam or Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a word meaning, there is a translation, word meaning, translation, and purport. Sloka and the word meanings are Sambandha Jnana, connecting with Krishna. And translation is Abhidaya, how to practice it. And purport, Krishna purport gives each and every with so much analogy, examples, prayojana. What prayojana? Getting Krishna prem by reading Srila Prabhupada purport. So bhakti, the B is bhakti. The highest dharma is pure bhakti to Krishna. Savai Vamsa Paro Dharma Edo Bhakti Adokshade. So the B is bhakti. H is the Bhagavatam full of Harikatha, glorification of Lord's pastime and his devotees' pastime. So, discussion of the Lord's glories in the association of the devotee purifies the heart. Which is Harikatha. The next is A, Atma Tattva, knowledge of the soul and liberation. Bhagavatam 2:9-31. They say the ultimate truth is Krishna beyond illusion and material entanglement. The ultimate truth is Krishna. The Atma, it's called Atma Tattva. So next is Guru. So we can have Narada Muni is the Guru of many great devotees like Prahlad, Dhruva, many. Guru is spiritual master and disciplic succession. We can see from how all the disciples. So one must accept a guru who is learned in scriptures and absorbed in Krishna. That's what the guru's quality is. Next is A is avatar, incarnation of spiritual supreme lord. So Krishna is the original supreme lord and all other incarnations emanate from him. Etamsha kalapumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Soyam. Indrali Vapuloke Hridayante Yuge Yuge. So Krishna is the source of all incarnation, is, is avatar. So V is Vairagya, detachment from material world. So the bhakti naturally brings detachment from material desire. So when you want to advance in spiritual life, you have to practice three things: jnana, bhakti, vairagya. Three is very very important. I am practicing bhakti, not practicing vairagya means we cannot advance in spiritual life. I have bhakti, no knowledge, we cannot advance in spiritual life. So jnana, bhakti, vairagya, attachment is very very important, essential to advance in spirit, Krishna consciousness. The next letter is Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion to Krishna. Bhagavatam says unalloyed devotion to Krishna is the highest path. Ananya Bhakti. Next is Tattva, peace. Even Bhagavad says, Janma Karamachame Divyam Evam Yobet Tattvataha. Tattva. The Tattva is absolute truth about God, soul, and Maya, the material world, creation. Everything mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So also, Bhagavatam says the absolute truth relates as Brahman, Paramatma, and ultimately Bhagavan. The three realizations also we can learn from Srimad Bhagavatam. And last, not last, another A is Amrita, the eternal nectar for Krishna consciousness. The Bhagavatam is the eternal nectar for Krishna consciousness. So Krishna's pastime or the eternal nectar life, nectar that satisfies the soul. That's why we're reading, we're offering Damodara Ashtakam, I'm reading 10th canto, many leelas mentioned in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is called Amrita. The last is Yam. What Bhagavatam can give to all of us is Mukti. Liberation through Bhakti, that is called real Mukti. Not by just meditation. Through Bhakti we get Mukti. So liberation through Bhakti, not just impersonal freedom. We get that association of the Lord. So Srimad Bhagavatam says, the pure devotee does not desire liberation, but only Krishna's service. Wherever we go, we even go to the hellish planet. You want to chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Wherever, whatever condition of life, wherever you put in this miserable condition, even you just want to chant the holy name of the Lord. This is called liberation through bhakti, not just impersonal Brahman. So the conclusion is that Bhagavatam, the ultimate guide to Krishna bhakti. So in this way, we can practice and develop Namaruchi, serving other Vaishnavas and being kindness to all living beings. In this way, we can advance in our Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Dhanara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you said Bhagavatam BA or BHA, Prabhu?
How much is it?
The acronym Bhagavatam. You said
BHA.
BHA. Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Satcidananda Govinda Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Dandat Prabhu Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
So wonderful, wonderful. So every class you get a different acronym. Thank you for that. So
Hare
thank you
Bol.
for wonderful nectar class, especially how we can get bhakti. That's the most important. Thank you, Prabhu. So anybody got any questions, comments, please unmute. Everybody's clear, 100%.
Are you clear? 100% clear. Hare Bol. Direct Golaka.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Yeah. Wish you all a happy Krishna conscious day.
We'll end with the Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya.
Paditaram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda Ki Jai. Vaishnava Dr. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Bol. Dandat Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I'll end the meeting now. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, possible, there will be class 8 o'clock also. When Sankarshan Prabhu will communicate.